So part of the idea is like, number one, you're keeping, this is probably going to be your lead leg, you're keeping this low. Because in jiu-jitsu, a lot of the time, you don't want to have a super bent over stance because that makes front headlocks a little bit easier for people to yank on your head. So you're going to be more upright. So having an in-place down block arm can really help just set up a lot of your defense for someone if someone's choosing takedown. And like the idea being like, if I'm like this and you try to slap a collar tie on me, see how like I just naturally steal the inside position?
Well, like this collar tie, then I give up a single.
Well, then I can block with this hand because like I'm. So it's kind of like some people will do this, right?
Yeah.
Like so now, it's really easy if I come towards you at all, you steal the inside position. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, my dog threw up. All right, thank you. Should I clean it up now?
You can wait if you want, man. The idea being like you can almost slip collar ties off, and he talks about like Margelli does this a lot. He talks about how in his Galvo match, Galvo tried to slap a collar tie on super hard, and he just like shucked it off. It kind of just goes off, or you steal it right away. So it's kind of like an almost more intense version of this because if you come out and you try to steal it in the inside position, you're starting the inside position so easily. So this leg's down as a down block arm, this arm's kind of here, like across. And a lot of the time, if no one's engaging, you reach with this back arm and either take the inside bicep tie and then the collar tie. Because if I reach too much with the front guy, that is what leaves this leg open for shots.
Okay.
So a lot of the time, I probably reach with this a little too much, but as soon as they reach with this arm, then you can reach.
Okay.
So that's the idea. It's like it just helps you steal all the inside position, but also has this arm ready as a down block arm.
All right, cool. I'll think of all right. Yeah, because my old coach used to say be like this. So you're
Or like kind of like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not a horrible idea either. I think this is kind of almost like a next level.
I see that. I like that.
Yeah. Just I think he says Margelli does it a lot too. And you keep this up here like this.
Okay.
This hand. And you tuck your jaw.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like just like you're doing the boxing, like right? You're doing the same thing.
Well, I feel natural. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just pop that jab like with the shuffle or whatever.
Yeah.
You pop this like and you kind of like.
Yeah.
So it's like you're doing that except this is your down block arm, and if you reach with the back guy.
All right, that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, that was it. I thought about last week really.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I guess what should we do? Maybe situational.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that late shit. Yeah, put some late shit on me, and I'll just try to work like we were talking. That seems like a big problem.
It was looking good with their rolls of Ron and Dave. Looks like you were keeping up with them. And
I was
things
trying.
pretty well.
Big football that late, but with him, I got tripod swept, and the first guy got me in tripod swept.
You're gonna get tripod, so that's just kind of how. Like I talked. Remember you asked me? Oh, I keep extending my upper body, right, and keep it in shoulder control on me. Well, you're taking risks to try to go for body like hacker attacks and extending the body. So when you don't do that and stay more upright, you don't expose that, but now you're exposed to tripod. So it's like you're exposed to one or the other, and I definitely get tripod stuff every now and then because that's my strategy.
Okay.
But getting good at like getting low kind of helps stop it. Making sure that like as soon as you feel the foot coming up, you kind of step this leg back and shove that foot down. Those are the two kind of things that'll help stop tripod. So if you like try a tripod sweep me, it's usually off of De La Riva, right? So it's like right here, you're bouncing me, then you switch up here. So as soon as I feel this, I'm batting this off, stepping this leg back, shoving this down, and spur it back.
Okay, so you come this way, you don't go around.
There's strategies to going around. I prefer same thing with the burst De La Riva. You'll grab this right here, you'll go right here, you're right. I try to bat it off, go right here, and square back.
Okay, no, that's helpful. It's a square back there.
Like with De La Riva, you can try to step all the way around and take a huge back step. Like I think Marcelo Garcia is big on that. Gordon even shows like you can try to back step across Aussie. There's a bunch of stuff like that on that. But like just the basic thing is if they have to have connection with your hip and have this foot. You can be trying to sweep it like here, or they can be trying to do it right here. But if I have this, even if it's there, if I'm shoving it down, and as soon as you try it, I take a step back to get my balance back, and then re-shove it down and get low again. Because like you also have to. If I'm super low, you can't get it either, right? I kind of have to be up here. So a lot of the time you're giving me off balance, so try to get me low, high and then go for it. But if I sit back, I'm on balance right here, so I'm vulnerable to stuff. But as soon as I can regather, control the feet and the ankles and settle back down with that. So.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. What position do you think we should start in? Let's
Do you want to start starting Ashi? Wait, I'm in Ashi on you?
go. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to split that out when I do that, right? Correct.
Or like the idea being, if you don't slit the knee line out, you have to put so much like backward pressure on me. And again, I don't love doing that one, just because your heel is exposed during the whole time. That's if you want it to be.
Oh yeah.
So like the idea being, number
Yeah.
one, I really want to control your feet as much as I can, and number two is really get like this. So now even if I don't control your feet and you lock up right here and you try to extend for the heel hook,
Right here.
yeah, while I have back like this,
Yeah.
see how you can't really hip into it?
Yeah.
So you got to try to extend your legs, re-get me off balance, and get me back here.
Okay.
So the whole idea for that defense, which again, when I'm here a lot of the time, I just like to get here and then try to take it out. But if you want to do the back take, number one, you can get here just with the knee line out and then try to go.
Yeah.
You can still do it with the knee line in.
Yeah. That's where we were, right?
Yeah, but I was able to, I find that if you don't get the knee line out because they have good wedging, you try to maybe control the feet and you're just relying on this backward pressure.
Yeah.
It just takes a few little shakes and pushes and off bounces, getting you back extended, and now you're screwed. So I know there's people who are really good at
Yeah.
doing that and stopping it, but I prefer not to play that whenever I can.
Okay.
Because I think for good people, the risk of them re-out balancing is a little too high. Just get right into it.
And what's the other options? I don't back into it. We can go with two.
Just making sure you keep weight on the heel and make sure you don't go this way. So, like the focus, I like to try to get people to start early.
And don't crouch down to or else they go cross off.
Yeah. So it's like get your butt back, your head forward. Like your head maybe even a little more forward. See how now I can't shoot you that way?
Yeah.
And see how now I can try to take this off and re-out balance you, but if you get your butt a little lower too, with your head forward, see how now it's like a re-out balance it that way is a lot tougher. So that takes away one of my, and if you don't put any weight on this knee, that cross oshi entry isn't really there. When you do this, there's tons of weight on this ankle, so you trying to leap over gets a lot harder. Like I kind of almost have to switch to X guard here and hope I can get a good off balance with your hands to the floor and then maybe re-reap over or something. But even that, if you're really balanced, really nice and low with your head forward, now you can control this leg. So even if I try to re-out balance or go to X guard, this is so controlled, that sucks. Now you can pry off. Now remember, threaten a big back step, because I'll probably be able to free this and follow it. But now if you just do a small little forward step, almost like you're doing high step passing, there you go.
And what was this position? This is
It's kind of almost like a high step, the high step pass position.
a reverse Dolly Evo right here.
I wouldn't even call it.
Oh,
I would have to have this hand here
Okay,
for it to be reversed.
But it could be coming.
Or no, technically I have to have it almost be like this. This is reversed, I think right here.
That's when I can step here.
Yeah. Like whenever they're in reverse, I need a high step passing is right there. So if I'm not grabbing that leg, it's technically not reverse Del Hiva, but it's like I can be switching back to it. So whenever you beat Ashi, you're kind of in that high stepping position. High stepping is kind of you're forcing that position where you just beat the Ashi kind of. So yeah, just whenever you make sure, so if you have Ashi on me, and again, this isn't gonna work perfectly. If they're good at a good person who's off balancing you, you might lose sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But the whole idea being, as soon as I get here, try to off balance me now, gets a lot harder, right?
Yeah.
And now getting this, that's what I'm usually able to have some success with. But if I control this foot, so you're right there, and you have it, maybe you try to do that, but I get this in first. Even if I don't get a great grip on it, but a little bit of pressure, yeah, you can still maybe get a little bit, And if you can't get the reverse V grip, this might help a tiny bit. Just getting some pressure on it.
Is this where Craig Jones got that toe hold from?
First two.
Boogie. Can I find it? They beats around or some shit. And... See that one?
Well, I remember the one where he ankle locked from De La Riva. You remember that one from Quintet 30?
That's what it was. Okay.
Oh, well, that was when Craig was on the bottom of it. So you're talking about, yeah, I mean, you can do this. You can do that out of De La Riva, too, whenever this foot's getting too exposed. They're keeping this foot two up here. You can threaten one right here.
Okay.
So same thing in Aussie, pretty much. That's probably what happened, is he controlled this leg so well, he started beating through here and went there.
Yeah, I think it was at the Polaris Quintet or something. Maybe
So the one I thinking of is the ankle lock. I probably seen that one if it's been a long time, and I've probably seen him talk about it, but my brain doesn't remember it off the top. The one that you saw in Quintet 3, which was on USD Fight Pass.
Oh no, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah, so which the Quintet 3 one versus Craig versus Boogeyman, he actually just he was kind of square to him in De La Riva.
Yeah.
He knocked him over in De La Riva, or he just went to an ankle lock with the De La Riva hooks.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And Boogie was actually in a lot of pain because I don't think, like most people, I wouldn't have thought that was, at the time when I first watched it back in 2018,
Maybe that was that.
2019, I didn't understand much about leg locks. I didn't think much of it, but now I get why Boogeyman didn't even think to tap super quick. Because a lot of times you don't even think, well, that De La Riva hooks in and ankle lock for it? No, you think Ashi or at least butterfly Ashi, not just leaving the De La Riva hook in and then kind of using it as a sweeping position. That was kind of the weird Boogeyman Craig thing with it. I remember.
Okay, maybe that's right.
You're probably right. They might have done it again, and it might have been something. Yeah, but bottom line, back to this subject, like whenever we're, and again, I don't want to bring this too close because then you just grab this. That's another part of the equation. Is a lot of the time you're kind of maybe waiting for me to mess up and kind of not be paying attention to get the secondary leg right there. Is then that's a sweep. But when I'm here, I'm getting low right here. And you should be able to mostly chill here, especially if I get a grip on this guy. So now you as soon as I get this and I'm low, try to do much of anything. Then you're probably going to follow this back step. If you don't follow the back step, I'll just go around. But if I stops right there, you just go through. And you might have a little bit of a battle too. If you're good, I might take the big back step. I might try to follow through. You might shorten the leg, but then I can try to reap. So you might end up cycling through that a few times too. Yeah. So in that one, you started turning away, or I was able to kind of force you to turn away because you didn't keep enough weight on your foot. And control this guy isn't the most important thing, but it is a little control important if I'm able to start forcing some pressure on the back of you knee and force the heel exposure.
Okay.
But if you had really flared this knee out and set your butt back, see how I'm trying to turn it? Yeah, exactly. But I think you let go a little bit because you're so focused on getting that grip.
Yeah.
And you kind of almost turned away and let it flare in.
Yeah.
As soon as that happens. But if you keep it focused on flaring out, yeah, there you go.
But the flaring of this knee helps with this foot on the head.
Yeah, it just makes it so I can't reap over and start. Now I might be doing something like trying to grab with my own hand and turn it like this to also help the foot through here. But it's the more, and again, it's a little bit of a race. Can you keep your butt low so you don't get swept right away? Get that grip in, pry the foot off and back step before I get a good off balance or reap it. It's kind of the battle here.
Okay. So. Is that just been a scramble or?
Kind of I was following you up there. I probably would have sat up and I could have backstepped across Ashi. And that one you started to lean weight on this foot, which kind of made the leg on the knee, which made the cross Aussie entry a little bit available, but you did the back step wide enough that I couldn't catch it.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened there.
Good balance. You ever just run through and once you get kicked forward?
Yeah, you could try to kick out, but what should help me stop that is having this grip. So if I'm here and you try to run out, that catch on the end of the knot to let me either re-reap over or at least roll you up. Start pumping like the career double work. Because that's one of the reasons, like during, I don't know if you're here for any of the classes where we talked about entering the legs off of all this butterfly suit stuff. But a lot of people like to go straight for, it's like if I just get down to knee. Like if I went for like this and this,
And I close.
yeah, I was like trying to switch to this. Some people would go straight for the scoop grip. Kick your leg out like you did now with the scoop grip. Kick out that way. Just and run away and kick out hard. Like, because I don't have that wedge over it, it's tough. Like if you do it to me, so you had some type of grip, you try to shoot me, you start going here, you go for the scoop grip. See how it's like, you might not catch it, might get it out. Or if you go for the going over, catches right there.
Oh, nice.
Now, if I'm really turned away and you have that, you can just re-reap over, go here. And now the switch to the heel hook nice and easy. So, that's a good question, but that's a trigger that thought in my head is one of the disadvantages of scoop grips, if you don't have it super in place especially, is the kick, you're a little bit more vulnerable to kick out and losing out. Which is why when you're first getting it, the over grips a little bit.
That's a good answer. Okay.
Did you want to work anything else?
How much time we got?
30 minutes.
Yeah. I guess just roll and see.
Okay.
That I got obviously work on this shit.
It's really hard, man. For somebody who's good at Aussie,
Yeah.
that's another reason I was talking to you about early defense. Leg pummeling so you don't even get there. Like monitoring your inside position very soundly so you don't even end up in Aussie is another super important thing, which just means thinking of leg pummeling the whole time. Where your inside position and leg pummeling is. I'll even get caught in cross Aussie a little bit because if I do feel like if you're kind of starting to enter on this leg, I'll try to stomp on this leg so I can pummel. But see how as I'm doing that, I'm really doing that mistake I told you and putting a lot of weight on this knee. So now if you raise right here, I'm vulnerable to that sometimes. But instead of just doing it off shin to shin where I just press the foot. So if you're like shin to shin right here and you're going for the entry, I should be able to press the foot off and go right here. I'll even do it when the leg's already behind and try to stomp on the leg some and then pummel. But because I'm putting all this weight on this leg, if I don't really have a good thing right here and you just elevate me a little bit with that cross out post here and kick that leg through, I'll end up in double trouble cross out. So like, I'll take that risk and try to even step on the leg. But the last few times I did it versus Ryan, I ended up in double trouble cross out. So like, a little bit of risk there, but the big thought is I'm so focused on my inside position with my legs.
Yeah.
Like, even as I'm approaching, I'm making sure that I'm either completely here or here. And as soon as I feel this happening, I'm like stepping the other leg to the inside, backing up, doing something, you know? Which is also another reason I like kind of being more here as opposed to here. Because even if I yank my upper body back and you get across lat post and I'm just so caught here. So even if I manage to yank my upper body out from that being exposed, I leave my legs behind so much more. Whereas like when I'm coming on my legs first, I can monitor so much where I'm putting them, making sure that they're not in this spot.
That's a good answer. All right, I guess we'll just start wrestling.
Okay, cool. So do a body around your legs?
Yeah, that's fine. Nice.
Okay.
That position from North South was your pressure. Like, what do you do different? I guess it's on after.
So you're asking about the north south. How did I finally break through into the Kimura?
Did something different.
I think it was like I was running the north south choke, and that kind of made you bring. I mean, I'm not sure exactly kind of how to have it, honestly. Like, I was able to start. Usually, the underclass starts to get this down. With button punching in, but I still don't have the back kick over. But I think he brought this arm down so I could pinch it, shake it. And you're doing a good job, even when you were posting it like this. The girl showing you like a really soft escape because it does expose that inside position with my forearm to rise a little bit. You gotta go up balance though until I pinch it again. Remember, in general, I prefer to keep my frames here and then go up instead of putting them here and push.
You prefer to go here.
Yeah. To see how if you just now get your knees in between your elbows, not then you put
Here, it's more space.
yeah, because now I can maybe pummel this, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you have your hands here, I'm trying to pummel, all of a sudden your knees are in. Now you can bring one arm across my waist, turn and face.
Okay.
So it's like you did a good job like extending enough that I couldn't pummel it around, but it's still a little bit lower than that.
All right, another kind of thing I can do in open guard is just like that 3/4. What it's called, quarter guard.
Yeah, I'm setting my foot to inside position. I'm managing. You're kind of not grabbing the Della Hiva quick enough,
Okay.
or like getting any out balances going as I'm grabbing it, or like threatening anything. So it's like,
And I try to some way like you told me to, and I promise I'll be able to find these.
well, it's like when I'm saying that, it's still like pretty much a side control escape. And I think a lot of the time I'm starting to try to circle the north south. But you're also, I think, putting this arm down like this as we're doing it. It's like you're talking about once we get to here, right?
Yeah, like you will get there pretty much.
Yeah, so like if you're doing make sure you get this knee in and try to have this frame in. Now you have to let go of my ankle too. Let go of my ankle, move your hips all the way out, and then your knee back in. That's what I was saying to do. If you end up caught in quarter guard, do that instead of trying to hold on to quarter guard in some way. Because it's going to be hard for me to follow you with this knee and try to circle and keep your knees pointed away from me. If you let go of the ankle, get your legs out far, and you're holding my leg in place with this forearm frame because your elbow's on the other side of my knee. That's what you're setting yourself up. You're pretty much like, okay, have side control, but I'm taking the best frames ever, and I'm making sure my hips are moving away so I won't be able to, like, if you don't do that and I get here and I circle away, but if you, as I was doing that, move your own hips away and then bring your knee back in before I could even try, that's kind of the whole idea behind that. Now that's more of late stage response. You're asking like, what are good ways to prevent it? And it depends on you were playing supine the whole time.
That's what I think too. Yeah, should probably more speedy, I think.
Well, it depends. That is again is a preference thing.
Right.
I think in general it's best to start seated, but and now as soon as I step in, if you can't block it with your foot,
Yeah.
so like you should be trying to like, number one, if I have this foot forward, you should be like on this hip. So like if you're standing, we want to keep our stance bladed. So now if you have this foot forward, I know if you're going to Toriano footwork me, you should be stepping this way. Because if you try to step this way, like with that foot forward, see how your sternum line gets exposed and the idiot sweep or the Ashi gets easy, gets on straight. Yeah, Ashi gets easy. Whereas now I know you're stepping this way because that's the only way to avoid your center line at this foot forward. Whereas if you have the other foot forward, I should be seated like this.
Oh, so you change your hips.
Yeah, you change which hip you're on when you're playing seated in general based on which foot you're out for. That's something Gordon emphasizes a lot in his open seated guard the first two balls.
I remember the positive eight, so like my left leg's forward, your right leg's forward. I forgot about the hip. I think
Yeah, and like this feels so weird. I'm so used to everybody having the right foot forward and being here. So the whole idea of being now, I can monitor your lead leg right here. And if I feel you stepping to the outside, I can also this way. I can comment and try to go there and take you wide that way. But the whole idea of being there, I can also just eventually get it to a shin to shin, or even if I don't want to get a shin to a shin, at least go straight into a hook for an odd shin too, like a hook behind that way. After I've kind of maybe gotten you off a little off balance and brought you a little more square. But like, and if you do find them starting to beat your inside position, so like you like here, if I'm here, it's kind of, if you don't like get me moving, like trying to step to the inside, like there's not a ton of space to step to the inside, right? But if you get me moving by threatening a Toriano footwork and I don't have balance, yeah. Now once you're here, you better get this in and like really focus on holding here Because as soon as like, if I cut back and try to put this knee to the ground, I really need to want this knee shield in and this blocking free. The knee shield I use more than this. Some people use more the De La Riva grip and the wedge of the wrist right here to prevent the knee from getting down. I'll kind of not worry about that as much, but with this knee shield in here, you can't really get an underhook your knee by knee. So what everybody does is they start backing it to try to beat this, and then you can hurt the So it's like, I was doing it to you real quick. I step right here. The big thing you can't let me do is block here and get this knee all over. So I usually like, if this is here and you feel this is really blocked, threaten taking the arm across the center line, and as soon as I look back, this gets in place. But just number one, not letting this get super easy. The first step, grabbing the ankle and having this is another good one. So even if I beat here, you still have this, and I'm not really to the ground. I find this isn't as good because I feel I can usually power through it. But this is key because just this dilemma of as soon as I get right here, and this is shallow, and you pass it across, now I have to try to bring it back, this comes right back in.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, I'm just trying to stay. I started threatening some stuff on reverse De La Riva, some tripod stuff, some maybe threatening a version underneath or grabbing the far leg.
Yeah.
My big game plan a lot of times just feels so connected that they feel like their only option is to sit down and pass it. Because I have like good about it. I feel pretty confident in my attacks in there. I feel better about my attacks in versus De La Riva this time's gone on. But like if you're trying to do a knee cut to me, I get a good connection right here, and you're trying to knee cut, you're trying to get this frame, and I'm just moving right here.
Yeah.
I'll even threaten this leg maybe, you bring that leg back, and you just keep trying to pass knee cut. Like getting low right here, and I'm just going here, passing this across, whip that arm back, and trying to get this. See, the whole time this knee shield's here,
Yeah, that's
and
good.
if that knee shield, but if I started right here, now I'm in a much worse situation.
Interesting. Yeah.
Now the only thing saving me is this and this.
And that's not comfortable. I feel like
Yeah, so like now, a lot of the time I abandon that and threaten 2-on-1 wrist grip right here. That's why there's also a little bit of a race. Once you're past this, I like to shoot to this V grip in the armpit. Because now a lot of people, they'll try to do the reverse De La Riva stuff and get you that way. If you have this V grip in the armpit, you're not attached. But one thing that does do is like it does let the knee shield come back in. So it's like, if you're trying to do it to me, there's like a little bit of like, about here, now this knee's completely blocked, right? But I'm still exposed to this knee happening, so I'll shoot forward here. Now I'm nice and in, but if you're good at getting this back in, not extending me away, now I don't like now I need to try to almost retreat a little bit and shoot back here. But whenever I retreat, this, you can work on poke passing this across, that solves it.
Okay.
So like, none of those are like, Gordon does talk about guarding it 2-on-1 wrist and bringing it across in his reverse De La Riva section and his overguard supine. But in general, like, some of those aren't like the book answers, but there's like 3 different battles going on. It's this knee shield, making sure my knee doesn't get to the mat with those 2 things, and also making sure you don't give up the underhook and you have that framing to do stuff. So those are kind of like, because if you have this right here, as soon as this is in, this range really powerful. But if I get here, now I can beat that this down. So it's like, maybe you try jumping underhook super easy with this, keeping missing, but I was listening more ready to pass this across the center line, especially maybe, which is what we're most talking about. As soon as you feel me beat this, you start to try to get here, think about boom, before I do. Then you can maybe pass it across. Let's see how much you have to learn to cross. To do that. So it's like, as soon as you feel me beating this knee shield and it's not in, try to pass the arm across before I catch the V-grip. Like, that's kind of how
Cool, Nick.
I fighting back feeling better, man.
Thank you. Let me clean this throw up.